Saturday we're having something for Thumbs Up. And Mary is going to stop by too, see what's happening. Thumbs Up, if you share a photo to promote the LA School of Comedy, you get $10. So share a couple of pictures. What you gotta do, not those kinds of pictures, you know. Yeah, I had an interesting experience.
You know, he says to me, he goes, you know, you really are in good shape for somebody your age. And I just said to myself, I'm lying on my thing. That's not my age. You know, if you think that's old, wait till you see grandma. Well, if this is your first time here, just know that LA School of Comedy is a great place. It's a safe space. If you want to prepare for a show, if you have an acting gig, if you need a self-tape, if you need a podcast, if you need to coach and get your 5 minutes down, remember, this is a 10-minute spot here. I don't care if you do 2 minutes, 1 minute, 10 minutes, but it's $10 for 10 minutes because Mr. Poor Baba is going to throw me out. How can he have the name Poor in his name? Seriously, he's a billionaire. A billionaire. My landlord's a billionaire. He wants to evict me. How could you evict me? So, very easily, I'll show you how. So, I just want to give a round of applause. First of all, Samantha, you're not here, but if you're watching, thank you for everything, and I'll see you on Saturday. Because without her, this place will not be going right at all. And of course, Jason Ham Productions. H-A-M-M. So when y'all call me to ask me for your tapes, you know, there's no tapes anymore, but it's called footage now. In addition, I was thinking, what else are we doing? Kids classes. I just want to mention the kids classes. Do you have that kind of kid that's always in trouble, that they want to put on medication? What's that shit about medication anyway? Why do they give me medication? I could have gotten high in school. Because you can always get rehab later. Kidding about that. Wouldn't want my kids on rehab because they're too expensive as it is. What do you kids talk about therapy that costs that much money, by the way? I just want to know what kind of problems that you kids in Beverly Hills have. And why is this loose? Why is this? Can somebody tell me why? Because guys do it. Come on in. The water's fine.
Hi.
Hello there, handsome.
Hi, beautiful.
We were actually waiting for you.
Oh, good. I'm not here.
Oh, that's a nice shirt.
Thank you.
Put your love beads on. You ready to work?
I am, yeah.
Okay, you know why? I'm glad you came in here because it's not often that you walk in and just see a guy just jump off HBO onto the stage, but why not start with the power of the one and only Albert Linton? Let him hear you.
The one and only. I walked in like that, and yes. I was not expecting.
Hey!
But I am so happy.
I know it.
I love your eyes, by the way.
Oh, really?
God, I just fall in love with your eyes every time I look into them.
Oh. I'm gonna take that.
So, hi guys, how are you?
Hey.
I don't really give a fuck, but I thought I'd ask you, right? Hi. How's it going? All right, so I was watching porn all day, and then I decided to quit watching porn and come and do this class instead of watching porn. Porn, I don't know where these guys get these dicks from. Have you seen? Anyone here watch porn besides me? All right. Where do they get them from? 12, 13, 14 inches, 3 inches around. My God. And the girls in porn, they're like spaghetti. They're so thin, they're like spaghetti. Where does it all go? I don't know. So, honestly, I wasn't watching porn. I'm just talking a lot of crap. I spent the whole day at the gym trying to get myself back into shape, you know, trying to build some muscles, which I do not have. But it's, you know, it's working out. The thing about working out is that it helps you to put up with the boredom of waiting for the next big break, you know, before the casting directors call you in and say, hey, will you do this role? Something like that. So what do you do in the meantime? Well, you gotta do something. Porn is one alternative. Exercise is another, you know. I desperately want to get married. Yeah. I'm looking for a woman who can put up with me long enough to marry me. Because marriage is forever, right? Which is about 30 days. And then it's time for another divorce. How long does it take for you to get tired of another person that you're in a relationship with? Anybody? Anybody in this room speak English? Let's start there. Let's go back to the beginning. Trying to figure it out, man. I have been married. I've had like 4 wives. And I think that it's now catching up to me and saying, no, you don't deserve another one, bro. You're not getting another one because you already have 4. And 3 of them were great women. And you decided that you were going to go and find something else. So, and then there was one who killed herself. So,
Albert.
man, that was hard. That was hard. That was difficult. That was the best comedy I ever did. Honestly, when I was talking about finding her like that, dead, oh, my best comedy was that. It's like, what do you do? What do you do? Your mind is racing, trying to find the moment when the 2 of you were happy together. You know, and my mind was doing that. Well, I just flipping through the pages, and then boom, it found the page. You know what it was? It was the day we bought life insurance on her ass. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some money out of this. No, it's not just heartbreak. But, so you get some money out of it, but it doesn't replace that person. You know, it really doesn't. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because life goes on, and you meet more beautiful people. Where's Sam? Where's Sam Lindemann? Has she moved?
Sam's very busy.
Ah, Sam is really, our career is really taking off, isn't it? It seems to
I don't
be,
know.
right?
We want to see Albert's career and
I
hear about
know,
your jokes and your
I know.
stories,
Right.
Mr. Hampton.
Yeah, I have, I shot, what, I guess it's been 2 weeks ago. But get back to Sam. I'm glad that things are working out for her. She deserves every break she gets. And she's very funny, so she's good talent. But recently I shot, I was on the set of Hags, it's called. It's a new movie. It's called Hags, H-A-G-S. And it's about old people. Like me. I mean, I'm in my 70s, and I think I was the youngest person on the set. It was like so many old people. I said, what are all you old people doing? What's up, old people? It was like, and old women are so hot. At least the ones on this set were. They were so beautiful. Yeah, that was fun. Always pretending to be somebody else. You know, that's why I became an actor, so I can get out of being who I am and be somebody else and get paid for it, you know. So it was a SAG-AFTRA movie, and we were on I was on the set 3 days, and I've since then started publishing stuff online on my Facebook page about it, because I don't know if you guys have ever been in a movie. If you have, you know what it's like. It's like mostly 99% of the time you're just sitting around over at the crafts table eating stuff that's gonna make you fat, and you're just waiting. It's just wait, and then wait some more, and then boom, all of a sudden it's your time. And when it's your turn to go in front of the camera, there is nothing more exciting than that, because you are the only person in the world. You're the only person that matters. All of the attention, the entire crew, all of the director, the producers, everybody is concentrating on you. I don't know. That's better than marriage. That's better than sex, actually. Because that's really fulfilling. That's like, oh God, I'm the most important person in this world right now. That's how they make you feel. You fly up so high. You're feeling so good. And then it's over. And now you got to deal with no one gives a shit about you. So now you got to deal with the depression of no one is paying attention to you. You walk into the store, you feel like, well, everybody knows I just made this movie. Those people don't know anything about this fucking movie that you made. They don't know. You go to Ralph's supermarket, you know, you're walking around just waiting to get noticed. Ain't nobody gonna notice you. You're not Denzel Washington, nigga. Your name is Albert. Nobody knows you. So, you know, I just have to, it's like, you're coming down. Some people, fortunately I'm not one of them, but some people can't handle it. Some people go into major fits of depression. And, you know, some of them never come out of it, or they end up shooting somebody. Like that Baldwin guy. I'm bored! I didn't know it was on it! Anyway, but it's a wonderful feeling, man. I made my first movie in the 1980s, and I was living in Houston, and we shot it alone. It was shot on the railroad track, on a railroad track, and it was about a guy who was out to avenge his father's death. His father had been killed by a railroad detective. I don't even know if they have those anymore, but it used to be hobos just ran all across the country. Not ran, but they rode the trains all across the country. And it was like, it was a thing. You know, they get off in some little small town, find somebody that needs some help, make a little money, get back on the train, and keep going. It was a lifestyle. So the first movie was called Knife in the Shoe. And this guy, the character that I played, had a knife in his shoe. I wouldn't put a knife in these shoes because these shoes are too nice. But none of my jokes are working. God, y'all are the hardest audience. You guys are harder than the audience I had in Texarkana. And I don't want to go back to Texarkana. But so it's like you got to be prepared to deal with the downside of success in show business. Some people can't do it, and so they go out the back way, end up killing themselves, like Robin Williams and others. You know, they can't take it. The fame takes them so high. So many people love them, and then when there's no one around, they're wondering, well, what the hell do I do now? I don't know. I watch TV. I get online. I go on Facebook. I go on Instagram. I post pictures. I do all of that just to keep my mind active so that I don't sink down into depression. Because when you're in a movie, you're riding very fucking high. It's not like anything else I've ever experienced. And I've been, you know, around a long time. So it's just a great feeling. And then it's gone. And you don't get it again until the movie comes out. And that's one of the most wonderful things I've ever experienced. Sitting in the audience, and boom, there I am on the big screen, and I'm like, damn, that dude is ugly. How the fuck did they choose him? Oh, that's you. Oh, that's me. Fuck. I still love it though. So what I got? 3 hours left? I just got the red light. That means I've got like another.
No, that's your second light.
That's my second light?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so my name is Albert Linton. You can find me on Instagram at Albert Linton Comedy. You can find me on Facebook at Albert Linton Comedy. You can find me here, usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And otherwise, it's
and
my
Laces
pleasure.
is on where?
And oh yeah, that's right. Lace, the movie before the last one, is on HBO, all black, LACE. And Into the Void is a movie that I made.
Good, you're going into the fifth minute.
And boom, it just came out. Please welcome back to the stage, Sunda!
Listen, this is the fastest eloper mic in town, okay? And I gotta keep it that way. No matter what they say, you gotta always have the comedy of the one and only Mr. Ramirez!
Yeah!
Here he comes! Zach, what's your last name? Your last name?
I like how you say it, Sunda.
Okay.
Con sabor.
Con sabor.
All right, my name is Billy Ramirez, and I don't have to tell you that I'm not much of a badass. I have no fear telling you that. If I were in the movie Die Hard, there wouldn't be a Die Hard 2. It'd be 15 minutes and called dead. That doesn't mean I don't imagine myself in action movies sometimes. Like, all right, fine, I won't lead one, but I surely could be a buddy in a buddy cop movie, or the friend that needs rescuing. But really, the kind of movie that I want to be in, the action movie I want to be in, is like a 70s, 80s Chuck Norris type of movie, where the punches sound like this. I used to that movie punch. Definitely, if punches sounded like that in real life, I would for sure be in jail or dead from punching or being punched. That's. I think the thing that would tip me over the edge is like I'd be standing next to a parade and I would just find an irresistible urge just to punch people. I'm like, why don't they just move out of the way? It's parade protocol. They got to follow the route. Let's see what else. few years ago, when I started unpacking the childhood trauma that also resulted in a stand-up comedian, I switched to the old jazz cigarettes. You know, the jazz lettuce, the weed. I don't drink too much alcohol nowadays. When I do, I try to stick to about 2, maybe 3. I try not to go past 3 because I haven't done nearly enough therapy to drink comfortably after 3 drinks. I don't know what sort of low rent Uncle Rico is gonna start bubbling up. You know, at least with Uncle Rico, you know, he had something to shoot for. Like, you know, back in '82, you know, we would have won the state championship if Coach put me in. Or in '82, I could throw a football a quarter mile. You know, for me, it'd be like, you know, my mom had let me try out for football. I might have been the punter, you know, something like that. I made an ass of myself recently, and when I say I made an ass of myself recently could be any duration of time, really. It could be the last 3 days, the last 3 months, now. But what happened this time was I went to a business mixer. So I did marketing work for a finance company, and I got invited to a business mixer with all these finance people I had nothing in common with. So I just got regaled with stories about vacations and homes and vacation homes, and I had nothing to say. I mean, there wasn't one Mario Kart player in the bunch. But at one point, someone mentioned the city of Winnipeg, and I decided to say that I've lived in Winnipeg. I figured, you know, this will be a good jumping off point for some stories. I'll just jump in, see where it spits me out. I'm a creative individual. I think I can think on my feet. I mean, surely I can get away with this. So I said I lived in Winnipeg, and then immediately someone asked me, "Oh, where in Winnipeg did you live?" which is a perfectly reasonable question, and totally not a problem unless you don't know a goddamn thing about Winnipeg. So I could have said, you know, I lived off of First or Main or maybe behind Wayne Gretzky Boulevard because there's probably one of those up there, but I had nothing, so I just awkwardly came up with some excuse. I think I said a coworker told me a story about Winnipeg, and then I just found my way out and felt stupid for a while. So, and then just felt stupid all the way on the drive home. But then, like a child that just got told not to do something stupid, I eventually started getting angry. And I was like, I just started reliving the question, like, you know, where in Winnipeg did you live? Where in Winnipeg did you live? You know, totally making fun of a very reasonable question. I was just mad. It's like, you know, where in Winnipeg did you live? Like, that's not how it works, guy. Like, take an improv class and learn how to yes and so I can be more interesting. Okay. Like, all I was hoping for was something like, oh, you lived in Winnipeg? Yes, and I bet you got into all kinds of hijinks up in the Great White North. And then that'd be my opportunity to say something like, oh yeah, you know, like, did I tell you about the time that I suited up to be the 3rd string quarterback for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in a CFL preseason game? Now, it was a long time ago, CFL preseason, so unfortunately there's no footage whatsoever. But lucky for you, I remember every last goddamn detail. So everyone gather around, I'll tell you sons of bitches everything. So that's all I was hoping for, you know. I was just trying to spin a couple new yarns, you know, spruce up a rather mundane existence, you know. It's not like I was trying to be the next George Santos or anything, or the first George Santos, because who knows by now. Did I screw up that? I've been screwing up the. Did I screw up the?
Doing the Biden?
No, I was like, oh man. So I've been mixing up the punchline. Who was this? I was like, oh, I gotta go back and watch the tape. Do you have replay capability?
Here's your producer. Ask Jason.
VAR.
Watch on the YouTube.
That's the great thing about Zach. That's the great thing about this. There's an instant archive of everything, so you can go back and, you know, check out your jokes, see your progression, and all of that. So. But anyways, speaking of YouTube, I recently saw a video of these Turkish ice cream vendors. I don't know if you know these Turkish ice cream vendors. Saw them when I was scrolling through social media, getting my dopamine hits. But every now and then I get these videos of these Turkish ice cream vendors, and their shtick is that they serve ice cream off a stick, and they do these tricks. So to basically serve ice cream as slowly as possible. And you know, I appreciate there's probably an act, a routine, like auditions. I don't know. I appreciate that part. But on the other hand, just give me the goddamn ice cream. Like, why are you doing this? I don't understand that. So like, I wish I knew one in real life so I can roast him behind his back, you know. So like, I got a mutual friend comes up, like, hey, have you heard from Amir? Like, oh, Amir, oh, check this out. Did you know that he sells ice cream by the side of the road now? Check this out. instead of just handing it directly to people, instead of doing that, he plays with it like an asshole first. I don't know what it is. Like, his competition sells hundreds and thousands of cones a day because he just hand it directly. He's lucky to sell 5 in the hot Mediterranean sun because he's got to do his dumbass Harlem Globetrotter ice cream routine every goddamn time. The idiot. Oh, and he also got a cat. I'll tell him you said hi. Let's see. Can't read my own writing. I've been enjoying the summer heat wave in LA. The one thing I haven't been enjoying about the summer heat wave is that I can't mock my cold weather friends. And I don't mock them with like, oh, the weather's so nice. It just went. Here's the background on me. So I'm a California native. I've lived in Mexico. So my optimal temperature range is very Mediterranean. I don't know if you've seen videos of like horses being let out of stables on a snowy day, and they take 3 steps and go right the hell back in. I do that when it's 64 and overcast. I'm like, yeah, it's not worth it. Forget it. There's no point. So whenever it gets cold relative to me, I love making sure that my cold weather friends know about it. So if it's a slightly chilly day for most of you, you know, I'll send a photo of like a bright blue sky and then send it to my friends. Like, oh, it's freezing in LA. And then curious, they ask me, oh, what's the temperature? 57. And then from thousands of miles away, I can hear their aneurysms burst in their head. And the phone starts to light up like a casino machine. Like, oh, 57. You don't know what cold is. You never survived the winter. Like, why don't you put on another tank top and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, relax. I was just joking. I know you're cranky because it's cold wherever you live. So go ahead and put on another Saskatoon sealskin pelt or go live in a tauntaun, whatever people do to stay warm. But like, some of my friends take it way too seriously. I have one in Michigan who loves to brag about her tough Michigan winters. She's like, oh, you'd never survive a tough Michigan winter. Like, well, you mean like in a house with a car and electricity? I'm sure I could do that. I mean, it's not like you're living in a tent out in the woods, all right? So relax. A few months ago, she sent me a photo of these big piles of snow outside of her house, and she captioned it, Michigan is not for wusses. I'm like, fine, Michigan is not for wusses. But you know what else is not for wusses? Training to become a Navy SEAL. But at the end of that, you get to be a Navy SEAL. You, my Michigan friend, you're just cold in Kalamazoo. Like, I don't know. So that's it for me. My name is Billy Ramirez, and please welcome back Sunda.
And Billy, where are they supposed to find you?
Please find me at BillyRamirez.com.
That's your social media?
And middle-aged muchacho on Instagram.
Oh, that's cute. Did you make it?
Oh, yeah.
How much were those?
Well, each one was about $20.
Oh, wow. I only buy my stuff for myself. It's terrible. I have 2 shirts I'm trying to decide on. I keep on iffing because I'm here with Griffin. Let's do this, Griffin. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Zach's like, what about me?
Surprise me. All right. I'm ready.
I know.
How are you guys doing?
Woo!
I'm good. Just came from work. Service industry vibes. Anyone else? Yeah. It's not my first job in this industry. I used to work at this cafe called Bardana on Montana. And I'll say the name because fuck that. You'll see why. Mentioning their name's nicer than what I did on their Yelp. But I was working there as a barista and I got ghosted by my employer. Like, that had never happened to me in my life. I texted my manager. I was like, hey, I didn't get my schedule. Let me know when I can come in for some shifts. And he was like, oh man, I would, but it's just so crazy here at the cafe right now, so I'll let you know. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to help with that. I'm trying to make it less crazy. That's how the economy works. And it got to the point where I went and confronted him at the cafe, and I found him in the alley while he was taking out the trash, and I was like, you want to tell me what's going on right now? Like, I fully, like, talked to him like a scorned ex-girlfriend. And this hurt me. This is true. He looked me in the eyes and he went, you are not cut out for this business. I was like, I'm not cut out for minimum wage. It's the minimum. Like, I'm automatically cut out for that. Now I'm at this new job. It's Perry's Beach Cafe. And I'm a cashier. I'm an iPad spinner. You know those iPad spinners? That's all I do. I just spin the iPad around and just basically stand there like begging for tips.
Oh.
Cause that's the world we live in. Like
Yeah.
everyone asks for tips now, and I'm trying to capitalize on that. There's like a gold rush for asking for unnecessary tips, and I'm a prospector. You know, it's like most of the time you get nothing, but then every once in a while you get a lady that accidentally clicks 25% and is too guilty to say anything, and that's what I'm doing. But I realize I'm such a hypocrite because when I'm on the other side of the iPad, I'm like, you don't need a fucking tip. Just hand me a Gatorade bottle, asshole. And now I'm on the other side and I'm like not getting tipped. I'm like, our community needs to support each other right now. I remember when we used to say hello to our neighbors and we cared about each other. But it's funny, it's like, if I was ordering for myself, I wouldn't tip myself. I'd be like, fuck this guy trying to get it. Everyone's asking for tips now. It's actually crazy. Like, I got a phone call from a random number and I picked it up and I could tell right away it was a scam call. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a scam call right now. Like, you're talking to me about car insurance that I've not signed up for. And the guy was like, yeah, it is a scam, but do you want to leave a tip since I was honest? And then I was like, yeah, here's my credit card info. Just give your... But, yeah. And I'm petty too. Like, if someone doesn't tip, I'm like, and they ask me for something extra after the fact, I'm mean. I'm like, no. Nope. Can I get some ketchup? Nah. Nah. What you gonna say? I literally looked a woman dead in the eyes and I was like, no, you cannot have a lid for your salad. Either bully that salad into your belly like you did me when you snapped at me. Granted, I was on my phone, but hope you take that topless salad up the windy beach and die in a hurricane of lettuce. Bitch. I would never call women that. Off stage. And what's funny is, like, it's such a... It's literally on the beach. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's on the beach in Santa Monica, this cafe. And the clientele is only homeless people and Europeans. And they kind of work together in a little ecosystem, which is interesting. Like sometimes the Europeans like try to buy stuff for the homeless people, and this happened to me yesterday. A European guy comes up with a homeless guy, and there's like two different kinds of homeless guys. There's like, you see a guy and they're like, we need to help him, and then there's the other kind where it's like, if he gets his hands on me, get help. This guy walked up and he was a total crackhead. And I don't say that to be insensitive. He literally had a crack in his head. And he had no top teeth, but his bottom teeth were super long, where they like touched his top gum, like this guy. Like his bottom teeth were like, all right, we'll cover for the top teeth. That was the vibe. And he walks up with the European guy, and the European guy was like, get him whatever he wants. And then the homeless guy went, dip a coffee and hot dog. That's what he said, dip a coffee and hot dog. I was like, okay. And I look over to the European guy, he's like, yeah. And then the homeless guy just starts tweaking out, listing stuff. He was like, coffee, hot dog, lemonade, frozen lemonade, burger, like literally just read the whole menu. And I put it all in the iPad. And then I've spun the iPad around, and it was like $137. And I'm looking at the European guy, and in real time, I watched all the empathy leave his body. But it was actually kind of beautiful. Because in that moment, I watched him become an American. I was like, welcome. You're one of us now. You understand? We don't do this shit. Don't look at them. I grew up here, so I've seen the homeless situation my whole life, and it's sad. I feel like things are different now than they've ever been because people are starting to complain. Like when I was growing up, like everyone was so nice. So it's like no one would ever say something mean, and now I'm hearing people say mean stuff, and people are doing this thing called like a compassion sandwich. I call it. You know, it's like a compliment sandwich. You know what a compliment sandwich is? It's where you see a guy and you're like, oh, those shoes are sick, but you're fucking ears are huge. But the shoes, you do that. It's like you do 2 compliments. A compassion sandwich is like you say 2 compassionate things, but in the middle, that's how you really feel. I was talking to this older woman at an art gallery thing with my girlfriend. She's a painter, whatever, unnecessary. And she was talking about how her car just got broken into by a homeless person. And she was like, my heart just goes out for the homeless community because it is such a crisis right now. But what if we round them all up and put them in the ocean? Because mental health is a real problem in this country. I was like, yeah, mental health is a problem. I don't know if salt water's the cure. I don't know if that's the fix. Been trying. Do have a girlfriend. It's around her birthday right now, which is cool. And I was planning on taking her out to like a fancy, expensive dinner, as a good boyfriend should, and I was excited to do that. I was happy to do that. Then she announced it was a birthday month, and she wants multiple dinners. She wants a little getaway, and it's getting to the point financially where I'm gonna have to suck dick for girlfriend birthday money. Yeah, that's where it's at. I'm gonna come to dinner with tears in my eyes. She'll be like, "Oh my God, you love me so much." I'm gonna be like, gag reflex. Shut up and eat your sushi.
Okay.
I do love you though. Love you too much. That's if you're an attractive woman, you can have a whole month for your birthday.
Yeah.
We can't do it. Dudes can't do that. We can't do that. We can't. Like if I said to my friends and family, I'm gonna have a birthday month, and I was being genuine and I didn't flinch, I would alienate them. Like I would scare people. Straight men, we can't say whimsical shit like that because it comes off threatening. It's like, do you have a manifesto if you say something like that? Like we can't do that. Like we can't. Like as a man, you can't go dance in the rain. Because people are gonna be like, "Where's your medication?" He's gonna do that. I'm addicted to my phone too. I'm trying to get off my phone. I was talking to my dad about it. He's always giving me a hard time about like younger people being on their phones and stuff. And he said something deep to me. And dads do that. They say something deep every once in a while. He was like, if Mozart had the internet, would he have been Mozart? That's kind of a cool question. I was like, no, he would not. Because Mozart was a reclusive white man. He would have been on Reddit all day. There would have been no piano being played. He actually hooked up with his cousin, so he would have been the king of Reddit. Because everyone on there just talks about it, but like he did it, and he can tell the tale. I was looking up Mozart. On his Wikipedia, it says he had a brief fling with his cousin. Brief fling. Call me old-fashioned. I feel like if you wade into cousin waters, you gotta have marriage intentions. You can't hit and quit your kin like that. That's crazy. I feel bad for her. You hook up with Mozart. He looks at you. He's like, you know what? I think I see you more as a cousin. Yeah, our family's kind of a nightmare, so let's just stay cousins. Alright, that's it. That's all. That's all you guys got.
That's it, Griff. Where we find you, Griff?
Griff James on everything, and DMs are open. DMs are officially open.
Wow.
Let's just talk. Let's just.
Is that appropriate for me to do? Great job. You know, I met this guy at my daughter was performing, and I met this guy, and his name is Jason, by the way. So, and that's my brother's name. He's not my brother, but I'm just saying that was my brother's name too. And Brooklyn Jason. So the next day, he calls me, and he's like, "Hey, love," and I was like, "Hi," you know. And he's like, "Yeah, what's going on, beautiful?" And I was like, "Well, why don't you call me back in 5 minutes? I was doing something, right?" So he text messages me, and I texted him back. My daughter got a hold of my phone. She's like, "Mom, he doesn't want to be your friend. Don't you understand? He's trying to hook up on the DM. Don't move? What are you talking about, the DM? Don't move? I mean," and the guy should never tell me he was a plumber, because I was like, "You can come over to my house, okay?" I got 3 daughters, and it's like a Persian house, you know, the plumbing bill. And that's just from the backhand. I'm just saying that to make this gentleman uncomfortable for his first time coming up, making his debut for us, for me. And I can't remember the last name, starts with the letter P. I believe the letter P. Zach, is that you?
Yes, that's me.
Zach, let's give it up for Zach. What's your last name? I'd like to know.
Pacer.
It is Pacer.
Pacer, yes.
Oh my God, like the car.
Hi.
Hi.
My New Year's resolution is to stop asking myself who's a big boy. I just saw the new Little Mermaid movie. Spoiler alert, Ariel gets crabs. Doing the laundry's been a nightmare ever since I bought reusable toilet paper. It's time to start standing up for myself, so I told my stepdad, stop hugging me from behind. I'm 29 years old, and 29 years ago I kicked a pregnant woman from inside the womb. I've been donating my sperm recently, and they told me to stop bringing it in a Ziploc bag. So many girls do OnlyFans now, I feel like, and the bad news is some of them never get to see their fathers. The other bad news is their stepdads are watching. When I was a kid, I thought it was weird that Santa sat on my lap. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer, and then my dad told me singing is exactly like being gay. You either have the voice for it or you don't. I hate it when I get out of the shower and there's no towel, so I have to dry off with my dad's underwear. I hate making eye contact with people, especially through the crack of a bathroom stall. I hate it when my girlfriend sends me dick pics.
Wow.
Slow burn.
Slow burn.
When I was in high school, I had a girlfriend, and it was a terrible relationship. I'll never date a high school girl again. I do have a girlfriend now, and back in college I had a threesome, and lately I've been thinking a lot about how much I miss those guys. I think it's funny, but my girlfriend, she hates it when I tell people that we met at a family reunion. I went to the Museum of Torture. They were playing Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen a midget in a while. But then again, I haven't seen porn in a while. My cat is dead. So now I get the litter box to myself. My favorite part about having a dead cat is that now he doesn't freak out when I give him a bath. I feel like I'm gaining weight because my mom's clothes don't fit anymore. Lizzo just started her own book club. Stay tuned to see which menu they read first. Lizzo is what you would call a girl boss. She doesn't take orders, she places them. Lizzo eats so much, her favorite piece of construction equipment is a forklift. I really love cowboy culture. Cowboys, they live on a ranch. Lizzo lives off of ranch. My grandpa is in a wheelchair now, and it's sad. He was just learning how to crip walk.
My grandma has dementia. Now her memory is as fuzzy as her chin.
Ah.
Here's my impression of a pedophile at a restaurant. Hi, I'd like to see your kids' menu. Here's what you should not say if you're going poop in a public bathroom and someone knocks on your stall. Come in. That's my time. Thank you guys.
Wait a minute, where do we find you, man?
I have no social media, so I don't know.
So we'll find you right here at
Find me
LA
right here.
You got it.
Right here. Thank you, everybody.
Great job! Oh my God, the cat. Oh my God, the cat. Have you ever watched the cat?
They freak out.
They freak out.
Yeah.
But not dead ones.
Yeah, but not dead ones. See that? You know what? That's funny. Good stuff, man.
Thank you.
See, little pussy hasn't hurt anybody. I could say that. It's a poem. You never had to say that, Griff?
No.
You never heard? Come on, remember that one? I love little pussy. Her coat is so warm, and if I don't hurt her, she'll do me no harm. I won't chase her down or put her to bed, but pussy and I very gently will play. All right, that's my time. That's what happens when you're bringing up your headliner tonight. The one, the only Sean. That's what I have to say because I can't remember as Sebastian, right?
Cactus.
Cactus. Cactus?
Yeah, close.
Like Texas? Just know he's Sean.
Thank you.
Sean!
Thank you.
My roommate asked to borrow my cast iron skillet tonight. He said he had a date. Why do you need that for a date, right? He's like, no, trust me. When I cook for girls, bro, they can't say no to me. It's my move. And like, I don't know about you guys, I was like really impressed because I thought you could only roofie liquids. But I don't know, I think maybe he puts it in the butter or something. I wanted to ask, but he seems to have a busy night planned ahead. Didn't want to bother him. 25, mid-20s is fun. Your friends, it's a nice mix of like, some of them are already married with kids, some of them are getting married, some of them are single, and some of them are like 2 steps behind single, which is what I was just told I am. Now this is apparently when you're single, but none of your friends with single friends are willing to tell them you're single because it's like, oh, this is such a tough sell. You want me to sell you to them right now? Dude, you gotta get some things in order before I can do that. So that's where I am right now. And I'm not really stressing, but the high school reunion is coming up pretty soon. So I like to play this game where I go on Instagram and I just want to make sure I'm not in like the bottom 2 of the people returning. So right now it's pretty competitive in the bottom 4. There's this guy named Jack. He works at Morgan Stanley. So I mean, as long as he doesn't kill himself, he's probably gonna not be bottom 2. He's pretty good. He's pretty locked in. There's my friend Mark. He is married, lives in Arizona with a kid. So he lost. Like he's at the bottom. Way to give up and not even try, man. That's crazy. And then there's the car accident girl, Sarah. Who she got like really skinny in that coma and is looking pretty good. She like still has to wake up in time to go, so anything can happen. It's a big mix at the bottom. It's a big race. Anyone's game. So yeah, I've been single. Last relationship was not too long ago. She was Mexican. She wanted me to hang out with her dad more. You know, family is really important in that community. I asked him if he wanted to go play golf, and she said no, pick a more Mexican activity. So I asked if he wanted to go luchador wrestling, you know, and I think I overcorrected a little bit when jumping into that. But we settled for something in the middle. We just drank Modelo's in the golf cart. I mean, he calls it the golf cart. It's like a standing mower, but you know, double down. It's been hard dating since after work. I work at a restaurant, and you hear these guys always, you know, trying to hook up with girls at the bar, like, hey, we should hang out sometime. I heard a guy say we should get dinner sometime. You know how they say the worst thing a woman can say is no? This woman said, ew, I'm a lesbian and you're poor. Which, like, you would think you definitely only needed one of those. Like, there's no world where you needed to say both those things. But also, this implies, like, how much does it cost to make you straight? Because, like, there's clearly a number now. You just know he can't afford it, but maybe someone else can. We should all write down a number. It should be pretty good, like, going out, because I went to USC, which, like, if you're middle class and you want to feel poor, just, like, go there. I had a girl tell me, like, oh, you know, my birthday was last week, and my dad actually spent all the money on the ponies. I'm like, I didn't even know he gambled. And she's like, no, he bought me 4 horses. Which is people who actually have horses. I'm like, where do you even put them? They don't even know where their horses are at any given time. You go, like, where are your horses? They're somewhere. They're at a ranch somewhere. They're the rancher's horses, man. You just own, like, the tag. It's very interesting. So when I am in a dry spell, though, I do have a trick, and you guys can all use it. What you want to do, you want to join a local improv troupe. Those people can't say no. It's really just yes and. Solid. See, that's a clever joke. Okay.
Yes,
And I like to make those clever jokes. But you know, according to everyone I went to high school with, I'm still like 15 and willing to do anything to get a laugh. So I told that joke at like poker night last week, and they're like, "Aha, it's good." I do that Mike Tyson voice he used to do. Like, I don't really do. I'm kind of trying to be like a little more highbrow, but I'm such a slut for a laugh. Like 2 seconds later, I'm just like, I'm a warrior. That's why I was so feared. That's why they feared me. I'm Achilles. I mastered the art of war, and it hurts I'm not a person anymore. They like that. It's more their speed, I feel like. It's good. So meanwhile, I'm back at my old restaurant job. You know, service industry pros. Some people like to say going back to your old job is like going back to an ex, but no, it's actually much worse. So I used to be a server, and now sometimes I still have to be a busboy like 2 days out the week, just because I guess they don't have enough serving shifts. It's kind of like if you went back to your ex to be their housekeeper, and then you can watch the new guy fuck her, and it's like, oh man, look at this guy at the table. I used to do that. But he is good. Carry. I wasn't holding all that at once. Some guys just got it. Everyone else I work with is an actor. I feel like I'm the only one who's not an actor. I've always wondered about actors. What percentage of actors do you think got into acting so they could say the N-word one time?
I believe it.
I don't think it's like a big percentage, but I also don't think it's 0.0.
Right.
But I'm saying it's not going to be the first role you get, you know, like Leo had to do Gilbert Grape before he went on to Django. And like, it's not something you can kind of ad-lib in there yourself. You can't be on your first commercial and be like, what if the AT&T store was in Texas? The director's not going to go for it.
Oh.
I was just in Europe for a wedding, and the subject of body count came up because the French are disgusting.
Yes.
It's true, and they're sluts, which I didn't know. Apparently Paris is the most promiscuous city in the world, which like in LA it'd be like, yeah, New York's a slut city, but it's like, as long as you say promiscuous, it actually kind of is a little bit classy. And so it was me, I'm the token American, there's the Parisian, and then we had this dude from Lima, Peru. And he named a number that, like, first of all, my number and the other guy's number were respectable and still slightly disgusting. I had a very productive college years. And this guy named a number that was so wild that we had to start really thinking, do we even count Peruvian women the same? Because, like, $100 is still like not the same thing as 1,000 pesos, you know? Turns out that wasn't even the currency, so he didn't really get the metaphor. It broke down pretty hard for him. I don't like that TikTok makes normal people famous. It's already tough. Like, I'm a comedian, I'm competing in the single scene with all the musicians and like the guys who do slam poetry. And I have to worry about like a chiropractor with 10 million views. This guy's gonna blow my girl's back out and clack it right back into place. It's mostly like chiropractors and like the lawn care guys that I feel like are like my competition. If my girl's lawn is ever like looking real pristine, I know what's going on. My dad is pretty foreign. He's from Iran. Like, his English should be amazing, but like, the thing is, he'll learn like a company name and just only kind of know it for that. Like, he doesn't know, like, he calls our autistic cousin on TV because the cable network is called Spectrum. So he thinks like that's just like proper, like everyone knows the slang. Like, listen, Sean, your cousin, Dara, he's on TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, what do you mean? It's like he acts? No, he doesn't act. It's like he has a show. Doesn't know how to act, if you get me. He's also like got the worst gaydar you've ever seen in the world. He just informed me that same cousin is gay, which we've all fucking known. I mean, we used to print out Hannah Montana posters for him. I don't see how this is a big shock to you. And then when, like, Persian parents, when they want you to be like shocked at something, they're just like, oh yeah? Well, how dare you not be shocked at this? Let me step it up another. So he goes, oh yeah? That doesn't shock you? But guess what? Not only is he gay, he has boyfriend. It'd be weirder if he had a girlfriend, wouldn't it? Okay, guess what? Not only does he have boyfriend, but his boyfriend, black. Okay, you know what, that part I actually did not know. I do wonder how his mom is reacting to this. Alright, thank you guys. My name is Sean. Instagram, @SeanTagDis. Mostly TikTok, though. TikTok, @SeanTagDis as well.
Spell last name, please.
T-A-G, silent H-D-I-S.
And Sean is S-E-A-N.
Sean is S-E-A-N, yes.
Yeah. See, I got that right. For once. For once. Thank you, Sean. I miss you. Griff's like, let me get out of here. Every time I see Griff, he wants to go.
What?
I've never seen anything like it. He walks in like this. He has to go. Sometimes he'll come back. I'll look at him, I'll be like, there's only 2 people left. It's amazing, right? You'll come into a full room and be like, oh. And I'm like, it's done. And it is done. And this was a great show. And this is the fastest open mic in Los Angeles, all right? My name is Sundar Kronquist. Come out tomorrow night, Saturday night, and see what's going on with Thumbs Up here at the LA School of Comedy. If people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. Thank you, Jason. Another successful evening. Good night.